week, all eyes are on the tech sector as large tech companies report earnings. We're going to get Apple tomorrow after the bell. And for more on what we should be expecting from that company, I want to bring on Dan Howley, who has the details of what we should be watching. Howley?
Yeah, a lot is going to go into what Apple saw as far as iPhone sales in the quarter. This is their second quarter report for 2020. Basically, it's going to be apocalyptic, you could say, mostly because Apple had its supply chain shut down effectively when China extended that Lunar New Year and then continued to close factories for a while. That meant that they weren't able to produce products. So that meant an inventory squeeze. And then alongside that, Apple was forced to close stores in mainland China. And then just as they opened their stores in mainland China, they closed all of them throughout the world with the exception of those. And we still don't know when those are going to open up in places like the US and Europe. So a big problem for Apple is going to be how they manage to get iPhones out the door, how many they manage to get out the door. And right now, analysts are predicting $53.2 billion in revenue versus $58 billion in the same quarter last year. Earnings per share of $2.23 expected versus $2.47 in the same quarter last year. Obviously, the expectations could be wildly change throughout the different analysts that you speak to just because of the uncertainty of what's going on here. But what we're going to look at is a potential fall, according to BofA securities analyst Wamsi Mohan, of 32% year over year decline in revenue for iPhone. So that's really going to be an issue. We did, however, see a new iPhone launch in the past month, the 399 SE. And we're expecting the new iPhones to come later in the year, but there have been reports that those may even be delayed by a month. A lot of this says basically that we're going to see everything pushed back as far as the revenue that the company will get from this iPhone, the 5G version, when that eventually comes out. We're still looking at potentially a September launch, but I mean, really, it's going to be a tale of how badly the iPhone sales suffered and how much Apple could have been propped up by accessory sales and services.
Yeah, and exactly how long CEO Tim Cook does see that playing out overall, and we'll get his update and thinking on the earnings call as well. But Dan Howley, thank you so much for bringing us that.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.